Welcome to Drive-By Movies. My name's Blaze, and we're going to get right into the top 5 news stories of last week. It's December 24th, and Merry Christmas. First news story of the week is that Paramount is set to be debuting a virtual reality theater experience across the nation. December 29th at 6 p.m., you're able to access the big screen app, which is going to be available on Oculus Rift and the HTC Vive. If you have those headsets and a Windows 10 PC, you can watch the immersive virtual reality screening of Top Gun with your friends. And I think this is a pretty cool idea for Paramount to kind of regain fans' love back for Top Gun, and also be able to step into that virtual reality space, because no one actually has been able to really use virtual reality as the promises that's been given to us. So I'm looking forward to this, although I do not have Oculus Rift, HTC Vive, or Windows 10 PC to do any of this. So it's awesome if you do have that, because the film's for free. But this would be interesting to see in the future if other studios are going to take this kind of avenue to re-release old films in like a virtual reality format. I'd love to see how this plays out, but I have no way of watching this. Anyways, we're going to move on. Next on the news, we have the second story of the week, and that is that MoviePass has gathered 1 million subscribers. Congratulations, MoviePass. YouTube will be sending them that gold play button pretty soon. No, I'm kidding. But anyways, I'm a huge MoviePass fan. I have been even since before it was $10 a month, and before they got a huge influx of subscribers. I did have it when it started at $35. I think it might have been even $25 when it first started, but I had it when it was 35, and then I had it up until it went to 50. But I had to draw the line at $55 a month. That was just a huge kick in the nuts. But anyways, I am stoked that MoviePass is back full force, $9.99 a month. If you guys don't have this, I'm going to be a corporate shill here and say subscribe to MoviePass. At $9.99 a month, it is definitely a deal. Here in LA, it's $15 to go see a movie. So it makes total sense to just subscribe at $9.99 a month. Some months, I don't even go to the movies, and it pays off in another month. Next up, we have the news that Netflix has greenlit a sequel for Bright. This was on December 21st that they greenlit it, or around that date. Anyways, that was earlier this week. If you haven't seen Bright already, it is available on Netflix for you to watch. I haven't watched it personally yet. I'm looking forward to checking it out. I know it's their biggest budget film to date, but I have not heard great reviews, but I'll still go in with an open mind. Bright already has a sequel garnered, but I find it interesting that Netflix is already making sequels to movies that hadn't come out yet at the time that they greenlit a sequel. It hadn't received great review scores yet, so it's interesting that they would even go into the sequel business, and you could tell that they're following Hollywood's footsteps into the franchise venture. If you haven't checked out our other videos on this channel, we have a long-running series, one of our first series, called Sequeled, which is all about making sequels to movies that would never happen. We didn't actually make a sequel for Bright because we hadn't seen it, but now that they're already making a real sequel for Bright, looks like we won't have to. Next up, we have that NBC is looking to renew The Office in a spin-off type show. Not all of the characters will be coming back.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
Michael Scott, played by Steve Carell, actually will not be coming back, and he's one of the most fan-favorite characters of the show. I'm a huge Office fan, personally. One of my favorite shows out there. But seeing a spin-off show of it, I don't know if I'd really be interested in if some of the best characters were coming back. But also, towards the end of the show, it didn't... Like, I went back to it because it was comfort food, but I don't know necessarily that I was really enjoying it as much as the first couple seasons. My favorite season is season 2. So, I mean, I'm not really the target market, I think, for this Office show. But all the power to NBC for giving it a shot. And last up, we have the news that Mira Sorvino and Ashley Judd... Actually, if you're not too familiar with those names, it might be because of Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey? Oh, Harvey!
Peter Jackson has come out and said that Harvey Weinstein blacklisted both of the actresses for the Lord of the Rings films. At the time, Lord of the Rings was at Miramax Films, and the rights were held by Harvey Weinstein. But later, they moved to New Line Cinema, and Peter Jackson still hadn't casted them, but it was mainly because Harvey Weinstein had said they were very difficult to work with. This could possibly because Harvey himself was difficult to work with. In the past weeks in the news, we've seen that Harvey has a ton, and I say a ton, he has like a mountain of sexual harassment allegations, and I know that the police are looking deeply into this. So this is kind of a troubling news story to me because these actors' careers were shut down by this man, and it's probably because he probably wanted to, I'm just going to outright say it, he probably wanted to have sex with them and they shut him down, and then he shut down their careers. It's a very sad story to look at and even think about. So I would like to hope that we're moving forward into a future where this kind of stuff, where people hold sexual harassment over your head and your employment over your head, will cease to exist. And I hope that in light of this event, maybe Peter Jackson will finally get his opportunity to work with them. So that's it for this week, guys. Tune in next week to our top 5 news stories and the last news stories of December. That'll be on December 31st next week, guys. In the meantime, you can tune into any of our other series here on Drive By Movies. Go over ahead, check out Sequeled. It's right there. Just click it. One of the episodes, any of them. Pick one of the favorite movies you want. Hell, go pick Gremlins. Gremlins 3. It just came out last week. Go pick that.